Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Katie and today we are going to be creating a super cute treat box using the Close to My Heart Cricut Artiste Image set. So here is just a close-up of the adorable box that we will be creating. And again, I used a box from the Cricut Artiste Image set, and it's very similar in assembly to the box that I made before, but I just wanted to show you another box that comes on that awesome collection. I believe that collection comes with 444 images, and quite a few of them are really cute treat boxes. So I went ahead and actually completed some of the prep work before. So I cut out the thin cut pinwheel using this pinwheel thin cut. And I showed you how I use this in my Big Hick machine and then assembled it. And that was on my 4th of July straw making video. And then for this one, I just added a bit of extra splatter. So I guess I'm trying to get as close as I can to see if you can get that glitter. You can definitely see the splatter effect, but it does have a little bit of shimmer in real life. I did that on the pinwheel and also the tag. So this tag actually comes with that box right in Design Space, and all I did was make sure that it was large enough for my stamp. And with that splatter effect, I know I have done this before, so what you do is you just take the Close to My Heart shimmer brush, you open it up, and then you just tap it. So I can show you a quick example right here on this cardboard. So you just, again, open it up, and then what I do is just tap it right on the top, and it just kind of gets that really fun splatter effect onto the background. And as you can see, I just used this piece of cardboard as my background because I didn't want to get that splattered everywhere. If you do happen to get it kind of splattered everywhere, it is washable ink. So you can just take a Lysol wipe or a baby wipe and it wipes right off. So here is what the box looks like when you cut it out of your Cricut. So you can see that the Cricut scores it and also cuts it out. So I used my Cricut Maker, and what I found with my Maker is that with Close to My Heart paper, the scoring stylus actually works better than the scoring wheel. So that's what I actually utilized. So then I went ahead and kind of just folded them over and then took this little scraper tool just to get a nice sharp edge. And again, just to save some time, I did that prior. I also put a few pieces of tape with my ATG gun right down the sides, because when I put this together, which is very similar to the other box, you just kind of pop them into each other, I wanted the sides to stick up and stand on its own. If you didn't want it to stand on its own and you were going to tie the top together, you could easily skip this step. And I just used the ATG gun just to kind of push it or hold it together. But if you were going to be putting a heavier treat in here, I would suggest using score tape, just because that is a heavier tape or a heavier adhesive that can hold heavier items, or a heavy duty adhesive that can hold heavier items. So then these two pieces down here, I just folded that one down and that one to the back, and then you have your box assembled. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of a close-up of the actual box, just so you can see that I used the paper from the Blue Skies that has that really awesome UV effect onto it. So again, I already prepped the tag as well as the pinwheel, but I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment on it. And I'm just going to use the same sentiment that I used on my original, which is right up here, the 4th of July. Now this is an older retired stamp, but you could easily use any stamps that you have on hand, or you could even have your Cricut write out a nice 4th of July sentiment. Because the great thing about the Cricut, and I believe even the Silhouette machines, is they can all write, score, and cut, which is just a huge time saver as well. So what I'm going to do for the stamp is actually just put it on this backing that comes with the stamp, and I like to do that just to get a nice, clear, crisp image. So this particular stamp set does kind of have an older vintage vibe to it, which is really fun. So when I stamp it down, I will show you a close-up that you can kind of see that it has almost like a weathered kind of aged effect to it. So I'm just going to push it straight down in the middle and then straight back up. And again, that's the best way to get a nice clean image. So here's a little bit of a close-up, and you can see it kind of has that aged effect, which I really liked. So then I'm going to go ahead and put that to the side. The other element that I wanted to add to this were some sequins. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this tool right here, which is called a jewel picker, which I just picked up right off of Amazon. And this just helps me pick up these sequins and get them down without them flying everywhere, because if you've ever used sequins before, you know that picking them up, sometimes they just decide to fly wherever they want. So I'm just going to use a little bit of liquid adhesive, and I'm just kind of going to put them exactly where the other ones were. And I used just 3 of them just to add a little bit of extra color, again going with the red, white, and blue theme, because this is, after all, for the 4th of July. And then one more down over in this corner. And this tool is just really handy because, again, if you have long nails or if you are having difficulty picking up small items, this just works really well. And then the glue just kind of comes right off the end, and then there you have it. You have the 3 sequins just glued on down, and that was a lot easier than me kind of futzing around with them with my fingernails. So then the last element that I added to it was kind of just some of this thread up here. And I didn't want to tie a bow, but I kind of almost made a pom-pom effect, I would say. And I thought it was really fun and fitting, especially since this is for the 4th of July. It almost looks like a firework kind of burst of color. So I'm just utilizing the sapphire crocheted thread, and I'm going to utilize quite a bit of it, because what I decided to do was just actually fold it in half and then push it through the middle and then tie it twice. And I found that double knotting it actually worked the best, just because this is a softer kind of a thread. So if you tie it twice, it will stay put, which we all want this to stay put. So it's just kind of going to look like that for now. And then I'm just going to take my scissors and kind of cut the edge. And then you have that fun kind of like pom-pom effect. And I'm going to do that one more time. Do I get that nice and tight? I'm going to do that one more time. Again, utilizing a good amount of this just because it is easier for me to tie the thread if it is longer. Go ahead and get that tied over on this end. Get that double knotted and then cut. And again, it gives that just really fun kind of pom-pom effect. So I got that tied there. Trying to make sure I have them even. There we go. That looks fun. And then how I wanted to assemble this onto the actual base of the box is I wanted to utilize the shaker window foam and acetate pieces. So when you get these shaker pieces, they actually, this piece right here, this round piece, is what you actually use for the shaker card. And all these pieces in the middle are actually cut out for you, so you can just use them as a little bit of 3D foam tape effect. So what I'm going to do is just add a few to the back of the pinwheel, and then just add a few as well to the back of the tag. And these are just so convenient to have because they come with those acetate sheets. So they're already cut out, and some of them you can see are kind of in fun little triangle shapes just because it's cutting out of that circle. So they are really good for, especially if you have pieces that have kind of weird little angles, they're really good to use on the back, especially floral pieces. They just fit perfectly. So I'm going to make sure that I put on the pinwheel first and just kind of get the side that I like and just place that down. And I wanted to add a little bit of dimension to the pinwheel and to the tag as well on the box, just to kind of add a little something. And then I'm going to take the tag and just put it off to the side. And I kind of like how it's a little bit on the crooked side, but also so you can see the 4th of July while looking directly at it. So again, here is just a close-up of it, and I'll make sure I get real close so you can see that fun effect on the pinwheel, and then the fun effect and the sequins on that tag. And then also the really cool pattern on this UV coated paper. So thanks again for joining me on this tutorial of this really cute 4th of July inspired gift box. Thank you for joining me on my little crafting adventure, and I will see you guys all next time.